What's the one thing that you have to pack as a top 1% high performer for the holidays? Well, we'll share that with you.
I forgot.
Where's your packing list? Here is the one thing you simply have to pack before you go away on holidays.
And it is in fact your emotional intelligence. It's no good being smart, clever and bright if you don't have your emotional intelligence with you for this break when you're going to be with your family and with your friends.
So, what is emotional intelligence?
It's a good question. We have our own definition. So here's our definition for you to work with over the break. Firstly, be aware of your own emotions and be aware of the emotions in others too. When you have that awareness, you need to find a way of processing and managing your emotions. And finally, if you've done that, you need to look at how you can guide your thinking and create more meaningful behaviour.
Thank you, Stuart. Now this video is incredibly important and a must-see video for you as you go on holidays, because you can imagine in the holidays where you're used to spending most of your time at the office with your work colleagues, now you go home and you're spending your time with your partners, your loved ones, your family, your friends, people that you're not used to spending that 24/7 time, and you can imagine the emotions rising in those sort of situations, whether you're at home or abroad. So we have with you our favorite top tips for how you can seriously raise your emotional intelligence and make sure you pack that with you as you head off for your well-deserved break. So tip number 1.
So the first tip I'd like to give you is, at work we look to build rapport with people. We look to find some behaviours we want to tune up and some we want to tune down so we can meet other people's needs, because we want to, at work, we want to have influence and so on. Well, guess what? The same applies in the break with your friends and family. So make an effort to listen to people, to read people, to suss them and find out how they want to be communicated with, and really tune your communication style to meet the needs of your friends and your family. That's top tip number 1.
The next tip is really, before you go out to this break, have a think about what is important to you. What do you want to get out of this break? So if we think about this holiday coming up and this time away, is it the fact you want to have some laughter in your life? Is it perhaps joy? Maybe it's love. What is it? Is it fun? So think about what's important to you and the people that are going to be part of this holiday.
And one good way of doing that can be to undertake an exercise over the break to articulate and write down your values. Make it black and white. What is really important to you? What do you want to guide your behaviour going forward? What are the key principles that matter to you? This is a great time to do that.
So for example, one of my key values in life is freedom and fun. So for me, I'd be thinking about being free to do what I want to do, when I want to do it, eat when I'm hungry, and do it without any time, clock or schedule.
The third tip is all about triggers. Do you think you could be triggered in the break by friends and family? It's possible. So we like to invoke Viktor Frankl here. So Viktor Frankl said, between stimulus and response there is a space. If we can notice that space, in that space is our power to choose and claim our freedom. And that is a nice working definition of emotional intelligence.
So when there's certain situations that might trigger you, or certain people that might trigger you, think about those situations or people in advance and think, right, when and if that does happen, taking that break, to stop and take that break and think and plan in advance how you might react, which would be a better emotionally intelligent reaction to how you might have reacted in the past.
Because guess what, we all will get triggered. That's part of being a human being. So it's not about not being triggered, but it's about when it happens, noticing and getting back to equilibrium, to normal, as soon as possible.
And we know sometimes in these breaks, in these holidays, things can become quite stressful, and it's really important when it comes to emotional intelligence to make sure that when you are feeling stressful, to just stop. Maybe think of, what am I grateful for right now? Think of one thing. Take that breath where you breathe in through your nose, count for 6 and hold, and then breathe out for 8. It's a very simple and very powerful strategy that you can really seriously raise your emotional intelligence and really add to a fantastic, well-deserved time away.
So in summary, we've got 3 tips for you to boost your emotional intelligence over this break. The first one is around, with your friends and family, making an effort to build rapport, to read their behaviour, look at their communication, treat them like they want to be treated with. That means tuning things up and down. And secondly, over this break, focus on what's important. Maybe contemplate your values, think about your priorities, and use the space to do that. And the third thing, notice your triggers. Notice when your friends and family speak to you, what could trigger you, what could provoke an unhelpful response, and find different ways of putting a space in and getting back to your equilibrium.
Thank you, Stuart. So thank you so much, everybody, for watching this video. I hope it's been exceptional value for you. Now go out there and have an amazing, well-deserved holiday.